All right, we're going to see a Mars in the second phase, which is not something we see too often in the NA region. Are we expecting a Brax Mars?
Yeah, odd enough that they picked it into Morphling. It's not that it's like hard countered by Morphling, but I would consider Morphling pretty decent against it.
Yeah.
I think they're really setting up for a Lina, though. I've been hyping Lina, but they're against Morphling. Just dumpster this water boy in lane. Drench him with fire. That's how it works, right?
You know,
Fire against water?
Yeah.
That is the
Crush the water with fire.
How does that work
I
out in Avatar?
The fire loses in Avatar. Spoiler.
Spoiler.
I think they have any fire on
That
that
is a
planet.
great show.
It is a fantastic
It's
show.
an S tier.
I actually watched it fold through for the first time about 4 or 5 months ago.
Me, 1 month ago, never even heard of it before then, believe it or not.
One of the best animated shows of all time.
Unfortunately, the movie they made out of it might be the
don't
polar
watch that.
opposite.
Don't watch that. Don't watch
Maybe
that.
the worst, like, what's the guy's name again? M. Night Shyamalan? That guy has made maybe two amazing movies, followed by the absolute literal worst garbage of any movie in history.
My question
of the movie
for you
industry
is, did you watch Legend of Korra?
No, but that's next, right? That's the...
It's the follower after Avatar.
Right, I have
and
not...
I would say be careful, because there's mixed opinions on
How
it.
about Legend of Zelda?
Is there a show on
That's
this?
a video
or are you asking
game.
About the games, Jenkins?
The universe.
I see.
All right, well, they follow up the Mars with a Void Spirit. Have we seen them play Void Spirit as a support at all? Or even Mars as a support? Or is this actually going to be a position 4 last pick?
Yeah, well, the thing is, when you have 8th, 9th pick, like For Fun does here, then you kind of just pick the hero that you think is highest priority that the enemy might ban.
Okay.
And so you're perfectly fine to pick a support last here. I'm still sticking with Lina. They actually banned Phoenix themselves. So potentially 4-position Void Spirit?
That's a 4 Mars, dude. That is a Susie 747 Void Spirit.
Well, I mean,
tell
it's
you
a
that
3
much.
Mars.
Okay.
They banned the Lina.
No,
Why didn't they pick the Lina?
That's a 4 Mars. They're going to pick something that counters.
It was
the
actually
Morphling
such a
harder.
nice Lina game. Not only is it amazing versus Morph in lane and in game, but you can actually Light Strike Array, maybe like give yourself an extra clarity at the start of the game. Light Strike Array the trees like 3 or 4 times, and just have no trees in lane.
Am I wrong in thinking that Underlord is really good against Void Spirit if it's core?
I wouldn't
Like roots in general?
necessarily say Underlord is great or bad versus Void. I'd say the matchup kind of goes both ways.
The pick is Batrider or Sand King, and it's going to be a Mars position 3 with Snake King playing it. Position 4 with Snake King playing it.
Okay.
I actually don't like Batrider versus Morphling very much.
So you're saying this is going to be a last pick Brax offlane hero?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe indeed.
They're gonna pick some ranged nukers. See, look at they banned Sky Lina. Like those are the perfect 2 picks. I feel like
I think this is going to be a Brax Mars, and the reason I say that is when he streams, when he's not having fun and he just wants to win, he picks Mars.
yeah,
Like it's broken.
Same with
So
me.
this is his last chance potentially to go to the finals.
Mars
here.
is the. I've lost 3 games in a row. I'm tired of
Yes.
losing. Pick Mars.
Right.
Right now.
Mine is Pudge. I go the opposite route.
Oh,
for
yeah, I want to lose more. I pick Pudge.
Mm-hmm.
that. I just want to have fun, which is what their team
I mean,
roster is.
You're
called.
right. They understand.
It's true.
Okay, Mirana's. I
Mirana.
can see
Okay,
Mirana.
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's about the option that's left.
It's.
Or position 4.
I mean, Morphling is gonna have a terrible lane. They could rotate it to mid actually and just pick a carry here. Not necessarily saying I love that, but it does probably do fine in lane versus Void Spirit, and it definitely will not do fine in lane versus Mirana Mars. What about something?
What
like a
about
semi-carry?
Void Spirit's brother?
Ember Spirit?
Mm-hmm.
Faceless Void.
Faceless Void and Morphling.
I'm saying Morphling could
brother.
easily be mid. It's just I want a less greedy carry if you're gonna put it mid. What's like a pseudo carry that could go safe lane against that?
Well, they have a full minute and a half, and so do you, to figure that out.
We don't have the hero list up anymore. We have this scoreboard. Can we have the hero list again?
Oh, what if you say something stupid?
Well, we can go back to the stupid list.
Okay.
I can't picture the game. The heroes in the game right now.
Okay. All right.
They're not listening. Production's failed us. We gotta
That's
add
a
one.
point.
Yep, point for production.
Production.
Pop-Tart?
Well, they're not here. Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart?
Point for production and Pop Tart.
Yeah, we'll give Pop-Tart one as well. He's not gonna. He won't care.
Okay,
All right,
now I
less
need to
than
see
a
the
minute.
Hero. Okay, hero list.
There we go. Okay.
Let's see. Do you really need something that's gonna go up against this as a safe lane? I don't think so. I think what you do is you pick a mid hero that you pick Void Spirit or not Void Spirit, Viper. That's the mid pick here.
Windshield Viper, huh?
We saw it earlier.
Listen. Oh. Oh yeah.
Oh,
good.
that's 2
Yes.
for 1.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and pick Viper. Counters the Spectre. Counters the Mars. Destroys the Void Spirit in lane. Please, production, stop hovering over techies right now. Okay, well, that's my second guess.
Queen
that I
of
was gonna
Pain.
go
All right,
for.
it's always like the last pick. It's always like okay. It's just what's available.
Well, I guess there's nothing else.
And this is one of those situations where we gave the advice to Brax, but not to the captain for Infamous, where we said ask the mid laner what he wants to play, and then choose the one he least wants to
Right.
play. Viper was definitely the one he least wanted to play, so I'm going to
Pick your
go
team.
for fun still.
For fun,
We'll go for fun.
that means Infamous may win if you guys want to continue your 100% incorrect predictions. After this break, we'll find out with game number 3.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Monster Energy Dota Summit 13. We got the last game of the night. We are on game number 3 between Team Zero versus Team Infamous. It's anyone's game at this point. We've got some heavy hitters coming out here. We've got the Pakaz Morphling. He's really digging in there. You got Brax playing a hero that he doesn't even really like to play, apparently, but he just wants that victory. What do you think, lizZard? Who's going to take this game?
It's hard to tell after the first 2 games. The drafts are, I would say, kind of similar. You have the Queen of Pain versus Void Spirit that goes in favor of Queen of Pain a little bit on the mid lane. She has a slight advantage. Then you have the Morphling versus Spectre, which I'm not quite sure. Like, I value Spectre in this matchup way more than Morphling. I think that Spectre just, if itemized correctly, negates what Morphling wants to do. Ever since they changed Skadi and the way it works, it just became so valuable for Spectre in this matchup that I really value her a lot here. Besides that, yeah, we'll see how they outplay the lanes, but what I would like to see is them experiment a little bit and put Undying versus the Morphling lane, but that's probably not going to happen. Bottom lane needs him as well.
I mean, we saw how well Moo just played that lane, keeping Envy alive the entire time. Every time they went for a deep dive on Envy, he was immediately healed up. They dropped the tombstone, and they just turned it right back around again. So it makes sense that they'd still want to keep Moo down here with him. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to still be just hyper-aggressive against Envy in this bottom lane.
Well, this time around, they aren't as strong when it comes to aggression. They slowly bully you out of lane and take the tower, but they don't really have as much kill potential as they had in the last game. Plus, like you said, Moo is there. They probably learned their lesson about the Soul Rip and how good it is when it comes to healing up Envy.
You hope so in any case, for sure. But it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Envy this time around, of course, when you have something like an Underlord. Every time that you go in for a last hit, you really end up doing a little bit of paying for it, right?
Mm-hmm. Kapita is taking a lot of damage, though. This Undying hurts. He has 16 decay stacks already, so they need to be a little bit careful about how they move around this lane right now.
Like a stuffed animal right now. Let's be really, really honest with the way that Moo's just stacking it up. 16 stacks of decay on this guy right now. But again, you know, it is fairly early on. Only level 1 on these guys, so about to be expected.
Yep. It doesn't really change way too hard at the level 2. Just that they have to be a little bit more careful because of the Soul Rip. And it looks like Infamous will be the one that get that level 2 first, so...
Whoa, because? Oh, if they had just a little bit more... The arrow goes through, snaking with the snipe right there.
Really, really well played by him. That was a good arrow. He was waiting there. He also had a ward, so it wasn't a completely blind arrow, but still really, really well done by him. I love how he's building this as well. Like the raid band at the beginning, just to have a little bit extra damage to harass in the laning stage. Bot lane Papita.
He'll stay off, but Envy just not going to be able to go and finish off here.
It's the shackle shots as well that helped out, right? Like Michael coming in clutch, but that's it. That's the decay stacks plus the soul rip. Like even an underlord can die to that. This Undying is just such a strong laner. I'm surprised they're not trying to creep skip a little bit, perhaps get the creeps away from Mu. It's usually better because if you deny a lane or two from Undying and he's under-leveled, then you can deal with him. But if he's constantly decaying you, it can be problematic.
I'm definitely realizing that for sure. Move force back now.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Get a pause there for a moment. Somebody must be lagging, but yeah, it's been quite the scuffle back and forth here in this bottom lane. I do like this, I've seen this combination a lot actually, with the Mars and the Mirana. The fact that, Brax gets a really good spear, you just follow it up with the arrow coming in, and it's almost always a kill. So if you can set it up just right, it's very, very scary to play against.
Yep. It gets a bit harder to do versus Morphling once he gets a couple of levels and his attribute shift is stronger. But yeah, like you said, even the Treant, who's usually a lane dominator, isn't safe on this lane because of that potential, the arrow and the spear.
He also likes hanging out in the trees, which makes it even easier for that spear to connect sometimes.
Yeah, but his own strengths are working against him because in this, usually versus Mirana, the lane isn't that hard for a Treant because you go through trees, you get to her, and you hit her once or twice, she takes so much damage. He can't do that here though.
Push back a little bit here on this top lane. Have a rotation though coming out towards mid. See Michael joining in, looking for the shackle. It will connect, but the teleports are already coming out to go and respond as Moon jumps over here to the mid lane. And the Arcane Rune is bottom though, so Michael's going to be able to deny that away from Ryoya.
That was really well played by Mu. He realized Void Spirit isn't going to get the rune, because of that he TPs in, he refills the bottle, Ryoya is now a happy camper again, and he's surprising me, like he's playing this matchup really well. He's actually winning versus a Queen of Pain on mid lane, which, as much as I know, shouldn't be happening.
Sometimes it's like them. They said that Ryoya does a great job during the laning phase. Papita taking a lot of damage down here, but he's still pretty tanky. Does have himself interesting. He went for that bracer early on.
Yeah, buff yourself up a little bit. Get that 5 strength back at least from what Undying is stealing.
Yeah, to interrupt, Ryoya is sitting very low here. Looks like he's going to be able to go and bottle up, though, through these ticks.
Michael is power shotting off mark.
No. Oh, but the arrow comes in hot over here on Excel, and they'll cut themselves down a tree in the forest.
Yeah, that's space. Just space for Morphling, free farming under the tower. He's satisfied that happened.
Why is right now Morphling sitting real pretty right now, 28 and 8 CS. Like you said, he's got that space. Brax is next. Having a pretty decent time here. Has to be careful, obviously, of the Undying, but middle lane trying to make plays again over here onto Ryoya. Quite going to be able to get that, though.
He's just wasting some mana and bottle charges before the runes spawn, but I'm not sure he'll be able to contest that versus Queen of Pain. And the Treant being around, like, he can't go there even.
Yeah, Faker grabs up that double damage rune, so it's going to be left wanting a little bit. Looks low being placed out over here on Snaking, but he does have the leaps. Going to be able to get away fairly easily.
And so, on this top lane, they don't really have kill potential. But it's also very... Yeah, he's just gonna take down that
so he gets the denial on the tombstone too.
So, top lane XL again. He might fall.
Yeah, they're chasing after him. They get the kill on him. But God's thinking that he wants to go for something else, but the spear comes out. Sonic Wave comes out from Faker. Double damage rune coming in hot. Gets himself a nice double kill.
Yeah, that's a pretty good trade. I think he baited that with 3 and he was pinging out that they're going on him. Good rotation by Queen of Pain. Exactly what you want to see from your mid lane co-op. Gets a double. But what I was saying earlier is Morphling cannot die here. Like, he can only if he really fails Morphing, because he has a level 2 Treant armor on him almost constantly. The way XL has skilled this Treant Protector is really defensive. Only 1 level in Nature's Grasp, no level in Leech Seed, and 2 levels in armor. But he might die here.
Away Vioya though, on his tail has a Dissimulate. He's got the living armor, but they also have the Urn Charge too. So down goes Excel, but also Move falling in that bottom lane and be left all alone here.
I feel like they learned from their mistakes and now they're focusing Mu on bot lane instead. In that last game, they would constantly hit Envy and they would take so much damage from Dispersion and Blade Mail. This time around, they're focusing Mu instead.
Snake King fighting with Michael here over at the rune spot, but it does actually spawn in the top. It's going to be Ryoya who grabs himself up a regen rune. He's very happy.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Gets himself a nice neutral item too while he's at it. Interesting that Braxton's opting to go, we've seen a couple different builds coming out from different Mars players, but is going to be going for that Yule Scepter as his first item here.
It's pretty good, because you're setting up the arrow with it as well. They don't really have a lot of catch on the side of Team Zero, right? If you think about it, their reliable disables aren't there. Aether Remnant perhaps, but that's it. So Yule's is really good for them.
Plays down here on Pepita. The jump forward from Ryoya. They've got Soul Rip, and they'll collect themselves a kill split between the 3 of them. Oh, the Marauder even came down here as well.
Pretty good rotation. They're securing Envy's lane once again and his farm. I think he has Blade Mail completed. Yep, pretty much the same timing like in that last game. Like, this Spectre is the true win condition in this game. They're realizing it and they're making everything they're doing everything just to make Envy's lane good.
I mean, he is very, very important that he's able to pop off here. The main source of the physical damage at this point.
Yeah, I would say even more so than in that last game. It's really important for him to shine in this match. Cop rotating bottom again. They want to pressure the tier 1, I would say. Maybe control the bounties too.
10-minute runes are coming up. The only one who's home down here is, of course, Mr. Moo. Hiding out in the tree line. Power shot immediately spots them. Not looking like they're going for too hard of a dive right now. Just focusing on the tower. But the Moonlight Shadow does get committed during all this as they're making their way top. Trying to see if they can go maybe take down Pakaz. But like you said, he's very tanky. It's going to be difficult. Drops the spray around him. And tosses him back with that spear. But nothing else going on here.
When you look at both of these teams, their ability to catch is pretty limited early on. And that's why both of these offlaners are itemizing in that way. Yules on one side, Atos on the other. After those 2 items are completed, maybe we'll see some more bloodshed. But so far the game has been really slow.
It's been pretty quiet. Definitely. Everybody's just really farming up and trying to make some space. Of course, Moo down here again, though. Gets a Shackle off from Michael. Power shot. Has a Soul Rip. And Ryoya making his way bottom. Can easily turn this around. Get the kill on Michael. And force them back.
And again, they're diving the Undying with maxed out Soul Rip. Not they. It was only the Wind Ranger. Maybe if Underlord committed and helped her, maybe they would get the kill, but... a lonely Wind Ranger versus a level 6 Undying, that's not happening.
The power almost was able to burst him down, but they did need a little bit more. So perhaps, like you said, if they were a little bit more active here. But Faker finding Eternal Envy in the circle is going to be able to collect himself a kill.
Will he? Will he?
I don't know. I thought it was going to be able to. I thought they had enough damage with that dagger, but apparently not. Those rings of regen, man.
Yeah. That's actually crazy because 2 games in a row now, Envy is really surviving just with like 5%, 1% HP. And it hurts. It hurts so much because now he has that haunt, he didn't die, he can join the next fight wherever on the map. Which might be mid right now.
Might be mid. The arrow coming in. Doesn't quite connect over onto Excel. He uses the overgrowth element to place, but the haunt comes out from Envy. He still manages to go collect himself a kill, and I'm sure he's very happy right now because not only did he get a kill, he's going to be able to go and farm up right over here as well.
Yeah, so perfect, right? Like, he uses that haunt after he almost died, and like you said, he gets a kill, plus he gets a free TP to continue farming. Perfect game for Spectre so far.
The Remnant tossed out, hoping to maybe grab Michael. Pepita making this rotation, though. Arrow gonna land, and they'll go use the arena, try to hold him into place. Ryoya, though, still managing to find that kill with Brax. Faker teleports in. He wants his kill Ryoya, but they just don't have enough damage. They don't have any way to cancel out these TPs yet.
Did you maybe see what Ryoya went for as first item? This is also pretty peculiar. Very interesting.
Force staff?
Yeah, he went for Force Staff. It's good versus Underlord, right? As well versus Pit of Malice and Rod of Athos. Like, you can get yourself out of it, but still very interesting build. I haven't really seen it too many times on mid lane Void Spirit at least.
Yeah, normally it's just the Yules generally picked up from because it's a save, gives them a chance to, line up.
And you're playing versus Quap. You're playing versus Quap that's going to have an Orchid, so you want that Yules to deal with the silence, but yeah. Interesting. I'm looking forward to
this will come back to bite him in the butt?
It might, but he must have an idea behind it. Let's see.
Ryoya? Things up because looks like they didn't quite notice him there. Making way over towards the pit. A little bit of a wrap.
Arrow mid connects.
Arrow comes in. They were smoked up. It looks like they're immediately going to TP. They cancel it out though because they found the Mirana. They aren't able to grab her, and she snaps up the arcane. Oh, Ryoya's probably a little bit mad about that. Would have liked to probably grab it, but the Underlord going top now, trying to just pull them off of the tower. They don't have the detection, though, as they go in, get a really nice arena. Michael's going to take the arrow and the spear and everything. As they go down, Faker now, he's forced to move back here. Envy with the blade mail. Faker just trying to run away, but the overgrowth comes out from Excel, and he's going to try to teleport out, but they have the Yules pick up, and he's going to just get canceled out. There's no escape here for Excel except for death. As Pepita now gets arrowed, so much damage coming out. This is not looking good for Infamous as he goes, drops a Pit of Malice. Brax hiding around. 1, 2, 3. Down he goes. Moo gets the kill.
That was such a weird smoke.
Something going on over here in the mid lane. Pakaz trying to fight through with Ryoya. Can he get enough damage off? The wave through comes through, but he's not able to connect it. Snaking still alive. Shackle gets tossed out again. Ryoya jumping around, turns himself into his own Mirana. Forced to use those leap charges. Is immediately going to try to go. Strength morph, try to run away. The Aether Remnant dragging him back in. They do have the living armor, though. So they'll back off.
He was fine. He always had stick charges as well to use the waveform afterwards. He wasn't in any real danger. He's still extremely difficult to take down, even with all the items that they've picked up on the side of Team Zero. But the game is looking great for them. Spectre is still farming up, and that whole engagement on top lane, I need to say, I was praising both teams for really reading smokes and reading the movements of the enemy team. That was such a mess. Like, smoking into Rush Pit, then towards top, while your Underlord isn't in smoke and he's using his ulti to go top. Like, you couldn't telegraph your movements any harder.
Now bottom tower is going to get taken down. They've got the Cardi and they've got the heroes, but you need to be careful because they're smoked up again and they still have that arena. Looks like Faker already trying to just leave. They use the Haunt. Still chase after Faker. Sonic Wave going to knock everybody back, so a little bit unsuccessful with that Haunt.
He gets to farm at least, right? Like, once again, Envy uses that Haunt. If nothing else, he gets to farm the lane where he went. The big wave is pushing in.
Though, getting set up over in the mid lane. They want to take down this tower. Nita dropping that Pit of Malice, slowing them down just a little bit with that Firestorm.
I think they should fight now. There's no Haunt, and the Orchid is completed on Queen of Pain. Yeah, he doesn't have that ulti, but you can't always wait.
Indeed you can't. Arrow does not connect though over here in the middle lane. I guess the other problem is like, how do you get this initiation, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely an issue. You have the Atos on the Underlord, but still he's slow, and you can only slow siege and hope that someone defends, and then kinda engage onto them. Like you're really seeing it as well. You're seeing the cracks in both of these drafts, like what they're missing, at least right now.
Just so hard to get the initiation unless you get the jump on them, right? Like, you don't want the Queen of Pain obviously diving in because she's so squishy. Michael maybe could land a good shackle, but when it comes to like a full 5v5 fight, it's just really hard for Infamous.
Yeah, and Michael is the key to solve the situation for Infamous, but he needs the Blink Dagger. Like, before that Blink, like you said, they have no initiation, and taking a fight is extremely difficult. You can smoke up, but how do you catch them after?
That is the question. As the arena gets used again, Pepita's gonna just get held in place. Arrows coming through here. Pepita's still alive though, taking a lot of damage. Has the Atos over here. Please be careful of the Atos step going forward here. Ryoya dragging him right back in again. The living armor is nice, but it's not enough as they do manage to take down Pepita. Now it looks like Michael forced to just wind run away. Doesn't look like anybody's chasing him really, so he's going to be able to teleport out. But that does open up this mid tower a little bit more. Pikasa's here, though. And they do have the tombstone that's about to go down, though. So let's keep trying to steal some of the strength here. Spear is going to land over onto Pikasa, but doesn't quite connect over onto the tree. Faker standing in position. Does have that Sonic Wave. Does have the Orchid as well. Jump forward here, throwing out the Shackle over onto Snake King. Doesn't connect. And this is starting to look like a pub right now, lizZard. It's so many people in the mid lane.
Yeah, the good old 5v5 mid, just settle it on the mid lane. They're trying to take down the tier 1, but they're also unable to catch Morphling off guard. He also has that Manta completed, so the Vessel isn't really as strong on snaking as it was just a minute ago. And I still think that Infamous are the ones that should be fighting a bit more often and trying to force these fights. They're just getting picked off, like Pepita dies on mid lane when he has this build that's literally built to search for heroes and take him out. Another move.
Another assault on the mid tower, day 3. Well, Excel, he was just trying to get a nice D ward here, but immediately gets murdered. Brax, thinking about going into position, does have the arena, but doesn't want to dive, it looks like. I will say the one thing they do have going for them is that they do not take towers very quickly on the side of Team Zero. So, your Lord Ultimate coming right back in again. They want to make this jump over to Ryoya, and it's beautiful. Can they blow him up fast enough, though, is the question. He does have a Yules over here as the Spear gets tossed out. Ryoya being held into place. They need a little bit more damage. He's got the Force Staff, but oh, the power shot comes out. They'll be able to go get the kill. Snake King snapping up that double damage rune. Gonna run away, and of course they just can't seem to quite grab him, so have to be satisfied with going taking an objective here in this mid lane.
That was beautiful. That's exactly how they have to take these fights, but it's difficult. It's not easy to get that perfect shackle shot every single fight, right? That's the problem with Wind Ranger. She's really situational in every single game. We'll see if they manage to recreate that a couple of times, because if they are able to, they're still in this game.
I mean, that's the one problem too, is just you've got all these pieces that kind of have to fit together perfectly for the side of Infamous. And when it happens, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's nice looking Dota, but you got to be very consistent, and we're not really seeing that all the time. Yeah, Brax is looking at him, does have the Yule set. They don't have the arena though, so look at the Spear. Oh, looks like Envy, though. He wants this kill on Pikasa. The TPs are coming out. Are they going to be able to finish them off fast enough? Yes, they are. They blow him up. As, again, that Yule's coming in handy over here on Pepita. He's going to get dragged right in. Pierced over to the tree, and down goes the Underlord.
Yep. Snaking and Brax are just doing wonders together. Every single movement, like if you're looking at the game, every single movement that came from Team Zero was done by Snaking and Brax, or at least started by the two of them and then followed up by someone else. So they're pulling this team ahead hard right now.
I mean, it's a beautiful combination too. Just spear into arrow and all that. So they're making it look excellent for sure.
Spear into arrow, and then also Spectre coming in. Because that haunt wasn't used for quite some time. Then again, here you go again.
Yeah, the setup. All right, the
Okay.
arrow's a little bit off this time. But, we won't hold it against you, Snake King. You still got yourself a kill.
And it's better safe than sorry here. You use the arena and you just spear Wind Rangers to the arena because yeah, Yules will stop her, but maybe the arrow doesn't connect. She's really fast, so this is.
He runs
this is
like the
safer way.
wind.
Exactly.
Remember that time that you figured out that battery assault was a play on words?
I can't remember that. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Shout out to lizZard, guys. What is it, like 6 a.m. where you're at?
Yeah, 5:43, 5:45.
That's close enough. Yeah, he's staying up late. He's casting the NASA Dota with us. He's got his monster energy on over there. All right, well, looks like the side of Team Zero has made their way into this jungle over here. Gonna be able to go de-ward and maybe get the jump on someone. No Moonlight Shadow available for another 40-something seconds.
No Moonlight and no Haunt, so they won't have Spectre if they fight on the mid lane, but they do have enough damage already to take down Pepita if they want to.
They still really want this mid tower, and they haven't been able to quite find him. Michael this time, though, sidestepping, and they
Good arrow.
teleport right into the arena, and the arrow coming in hot here over onto Faker. Oh my god, they just blow him up. They blow up Michael as well. And Ryoya's still hunting. He would like something else. Eels is going to get used over onto the underlord. Leap forward here, coming out from Snake King. Trying to get to position. In comes Excel. The buyback comes out from the Wind Ranger. Look at the overgrowth off over onto Ryoya on the back lines, but he's got the Dissimilate, and he's got the Astral Step, so he's just going to be able to walk away. Moonlight Shadow's back up and running. Do they re-engage on this is the question, though. They get the buyback on the Wind Ranger. Brax jumping forward, spears Picasso to his own tower. Eternal Envy thinking about it. Arrow comes in, doesn't quite connect. Does have that blade mail, though, and they're just not able to hit Envy while that's up. It just does too much damage. Just Ryoya, Astral Step over onto the side, dragging back over onto Picasso. Moo just kind of punching the Morphling a little bit here.
I think you
Slow down
slowly.
quite a bit. They jump in again from Brax, has his eyes on Pepita. Nice spear back. As over on the outside, Ryoya finding the kill onto Excel. And Moo, he's just so tanky, but they're just having such a difficult time taking him down. They eventually managed to get the kill. Now Envy, oh look at this, Pepita's like, we gotta get out of here. Get in the bus, get in the bus. I don't want to be here anymore. Uh-oh. Oh, they jump for it again. They get the kill. They get Kicker has the BKB though, going right back and has the Sonic Wave. Wants this kill on Envy. He's just not able to grab him though. They don't have the catch. All right, the Atos, that's gonna help a little bit, but they have the Yules online for Ryoya, and they just Astral Steps again. Huge flaw on the side of Infamous is that they just don't have the catch. And when they do have the catch, lizZard, they have solutions to it.
Or they don't use it. But
Oh, yeah, that too.
that was that was very well played by Team Zero. The decision making was next level. Like staying mid lane instead of going back when Queen of Pain was resurrected, just because they knew that he TP'd mid, so he can't have that TP again. We can continue fighting even though she's up, because it's gonna take her an additional 15 seconds to get there. That was some good decision making there.
Excel, Michael, you do not want to stay here, my friend. You are also going to die. Down goes the tree.
Oh, it's like also this thing how Treant is being played. Like there are some issues in the side of Infamous. First and foremost, they're not active enough. They're not making moves. It feels like they're caught in the syndrome of waiting the next item, which never really comes. And when it does come, it's way too late. Every single play in the last 10 minutes, besides that one shackle shot on mid lane, was made by Team Zero. Everything else is Infamous just waiting for some opportunity to strike, instead of making that opportunity themselves.
Well, Picasso's going to have the Scotty very, very soon. Do you think we'll see him start to join up with this team, try to make some moves? I know he's got the BKB queue too, but I don't know if he can afford to wait that long here. Because Team Zero's just constantly just charging at them. Look at this, arena over onto Pepita, into an arrow, into just everything.
They're just so afraid. They're just so afraid on the side of Infamous, and there are some reasons why the situation is the way it is on the map. First, it's more difficult to take down the heroes on Team Zero. It's harder to kill them. But Wind Ranger and Treant aren't playing the map in the aggressive zones. They're constantly playing on their side of the map. Like this tree could be on their side. It could be using Nature's Grasps to outpush. It could be top or bottom constantly. Same goes for Wind Ranger. But they're just playing around this mid lane until someone gets caught.
Oh, the arrow
And
came
there
in
you go.
right there over onto Pakaz. It's not gonna matter that Excel's there because he's very dead anyways.
Yeah. It's like you're not helping if you're sitting behind him as Treant. You can use this overgrowth, but it won't really change the outcome of the situation.
Now is not the time to be shy here, Infamous. You know, you've gotta put yourself out there. You're about to be eliminated here. Unless you get this game, you're not gonna make it to the grand finals. And you know who is? Team Zero, Eternal Envy, Moo, all these guys. You're just gonna get the chance to look at that arrow just right. Oh my goodness, that's a dead faker. No way he makes it out of this. They're just falling like flies. They're just falling apart, lizZard.
Yep. There is a Blink Dagger almost completed on Wind Ranger. 20 gold away.
Nope, not today. Sorry, Michael. This is looking real rough now for Infamous. 13k net worth lead at 28 minutes in. And Envy hasn't even reached his full power yet.
Yeah, not even close. Like what he has Manta and Basher.
And there's the Haunt over into the top lane. They have the Clumsy Net. Can they burst down Pepita fast enough? Yes, they can.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Infamous in this game. I think the Wind Ranger pick. This is one of those games that Slacks warns you about when he goes on his long ass tirades about Wind Ranger and why the hero is bad. This is a prime example. They're just
Your best
waiting.
Flax impersonation.
Gyrocopter.
I was gonna say about Wind Ranger, but that was solid. I'll take it. Oh, they're going again over here on that more, but got that Spirit Vessel on him. Brax trying to get in position. They do see Excel. This is looking like a very dead Excel as well. Yep, down he goes. PPs are coming out, but it's too late at this point. The BKB comes out from Faker. They're going to try to blow up Moo, but again, he's in position 5. I don't think he really cares. All right, you managed to take him down. Brax going to jump right back in again. Has his eyes over here onto Michael. Does need to be a little bit careful. All right, they are dishing out a decent amount of damage now that Pakaz has the Scotty. But
They got their items.
I'm not sure it's still going to be enough, though, lizZard.
It's
It's a good
something.
fight, at least.
Yeah, it's something definitely, and they are showing their teeth. They're showing that they can fight him from this moment onwards. Maybe they'll start smoking up, making moves. Michael wants to try and take the outpost, but Envy probably won't let him.
No, he's definitely not going to let him. He's got an Abyssal Blade.
Yep.
Says thanks for coming by. They do have the silence over onto Ryoya. He's got the Yule still available too if he wants to try to use it. And he's holding on to it for a little bit long here, but does manage to get the stun laid off, and he just walks away. You don't get much better opportunities to kill the Void Spirit than that when you've got pretty much every single hero there.
Yeah,
And you still can't kill him.
It was a decent attempt. If Morphling managed to pull him in a little bit earlier, it would have been a kill. But yeah, Ryoya with his 4 staff actually making it work. It looks like a really solid item this game.
It was very surprising to see him pick it up as his first item instead of something like a Yule's, but in this case, you know, the itemization, it definitely worked out. I still think that if you build that in your pubs, though, guys, you're probably going to get flamed.
Yeah, 100%.
It's going to be lizZard flaming, let's be really honest here.
Nah, whatever you buy, I'll flame.
Toxic gamer, dude. Look at all the pings all over the map. They're so scared to be outside of their base right now. Let's start pinging Envy too. He's got the Haunt up. They're hunting. They go. They find Pakaz. Got that dagger. Look at Pepita. He's trying to get over to him, and they're not even that far from their base, but that's how terrified they are, lizZard.
It's a rough spot. It's a really rough spot that they're in, but at least they managed to bait out Haunt. So maybe they can take a fight right now, but if you do take a fight, you're taking it against Aegis, right? So
Right.
that's also not really the best scenario for you. You'd rather just split push.
All
Paige
right, on the
says that
bright
we can-
side, they don't have the Aegis anymore. On the downside, Mirana now has an Ags.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if they just don't even care at this point. Like, yes, you know, having the Aegis is a very nice perk, but if they get a pick off, I feel like
Dire's bottom tower is under
They
attack.
they're
smoked
not
up.
gonna care.
They smoked up in their base, but they didn't move out. Like,
That's a feels bad. All right, there we go. Michael's looking.
oh
Sees
my
Envy.
God.
Okay. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but oh, Brax got look at that damage coming out here. They tried to go and use that Sonic Wave. It's just not enough. They do manage to
got
really
him.
take down Envy. Baker sitting very, very low as well. The BKB Umpakaz doing a lot. The leap forward here coming out from Snaking. Moose looking to just try to get some more damage up. The Scotty damage though. Chipping him down. Excel will fall as they go. They hold Umpakaz into place. Nice spear getting thrown out again. Ryoya stepping forward. They want to get this kill. Can they finish up on the Morphling? It's not looking like they're going to be able to as Brax is just getting kited now with that Scotty. Snaking trying to run away. They have the Spirit Vessel over here, but they do manage to go take down Snaking. Godlike spree is just ended as Ryoya and Brax forced to run away.
really, really great fight for them. What I thought would be terrible, because Michael, he jumped in, he didn't even shackle Envy and he died. But Envy was left alone there. Yeah, Mars follows up a little bit later, but there's no haunt. So there's no illusions that he can jump 2 and 4 to save himself a little bit. And he's being hit by Morphling constantly. Morphling that has a BKB, Manta, and Skadi. Really well played by Infamous. I still think that Team Zero maybe took that fight a little bit too lightly. They weren't really there at the same time. Envy turns and fights a Wind Ranger just outside of her base, so everyone has to be there for Infamous. They were a little bit cocky, but yeah, Infamous, they exploited that really well.
This is pretty good now. Excel is just picking up that Blink Dagger, so the next fight, they can get the initiation. And that could be enough to turn things around a little bit. But these BKBs, of course, too, huge, absolutely massive for the side of Infamous.
So why this Blink on Treant is really good is the initiation is great, but the fact that you're forcing them to use BKBs, Mantas, and Duels versus the Overgrowth is what's really important. You make them waste that one item, and then afterwards, I don't know, your Atos can be followed up, or the Shackle Shot, or whatever.
Okay, initiation over onto Pakaz plus the Haunt. They're gonna just hold everybody into place. Michael jumping forward here. They're getting so many decays off Papitas. Let's get in the car. Let's go. We have to leave. And they're not leaving except in a body bag here. Fuels comes out. Poor Excel. Arrow right on the butt. Plus that clumsy net into a spear. The only one still alive, of course, is Faker. Buyback comes out. They're not willing to give this up just yet, but they've already expended so much here. They've got the repair kit. That'll buy them a little bit more time. The Underlord also going to buy back.
We're still trying to give them some hope on the side of Infamous. They can do it, but they take the fights when there is no haunt, and they take the fights when Team Zero really messes up. Can they go into this rush pit and fight? Maybe they can, but they don't have buyback on Morphling. It's a hard thing to decide to go for. There you go, they're smoking up. This is their rock.
The Overgrowth, though. Yeah, this is their final play, I think. If they lose here, 21k net worth lead right now at 35 minutes. Yeah, they'll throw the power shot out. They don't manage to grab it, though. Baker jumping forward with the Sonic Wave, but not enough damage. The rest of the team scrambling to catch up. Akaz jumping forward, but to get the Abyssal Blade off, and they follow up. They pin him over to the wall. lizZard followed up with an arrow. Leap forward coming out from Snaking. This is not looking good for the Morphling. He's got the BKB, but he still falls. He does not have buyback. 114 seconds now. Baker tries to run away. Papita's going to get held into place. They'll find the kill onto Excel, and they even just kind of forget about Papita for half a second, but Ryoya jumps back in. Looks like Snaking is going to get taken down, and they still have their eyes on this Queen of Pain. She is just locked down so hard right now. Triple kill for Ryoya. Only one still alive is the Wind Ranger, who just fought back. They don't want to GG out of this game if they can possibly help it, lizZard. This is the lower bracket finals. This is the chance to face off with Quincy Crew to win the Monster Energy Dota Summit 13. but it's not
Yeah.
looking good for them.
I mean, this game is pretty. They will go for Throne, right? There's nothing stopping them. It's.
I mean, it's
just
Eternal
a
Envy.
range,
I don't know, dude. You never know what they're gonna
That's
do. No,
true.
they're not going for Throne.
Has fallen.
Okay, never mind. Envy says, okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, but that
Brax
whole
probably
fight,
being the-
that whole fight was doomed from the get-go. There's no way they win it after Aegis was taken.
No.
Yeah,
There's
and
the
we go.
haunt.
Dire structures.
Like they saw literally, it felt like they're done with the game because they see the Aegis picked up by the Spectre, and the first thing Morphling does after that is he stutters a little bit, then he waveforms straight into 5. That's a suicide. That's really what it is, and he understands that they're in a really bad position. But they decided to go for it. They decided to take one fight, one last one, and can't blame
Those
them
are
for that.
planting trees over here. The GG well played gets called. Team Zero is going to the grand finals against Quincy Crew.
Radiant victory.
Yep. Congratulations to Team Zero for a really good game, I would say. Like this last one, the first Spectre game was a little bit rough, but the last two were pretty solid, especially this one. Like all the haunts were on point. This lane that they have, this combo of Mu and Envy with Undying and Spectre is scary. I like it a lot.
It's so strong. And I'm sure, the Quincy boys are watching these games too, and they're going to see just how strong Mu is as that support. But, just a really well done, honestly, coming out from the side of Team Zero. And, Infamous Gaming, they played earlier. They too under Predator. And I'm sure, it's getting late. It's not quite, as late as it is for you over there where you are, lizZard. But I'm sure
It's
they're
getting
probably
early
feeling it.
here. It's not late anymore. Like.
Yeah, everyone's going to be waking up and having breakfast. You better be starting to make breakfast for everybody, dude. But, Infamous, they put up a great fight. This is a team, again, like a couple months ago, everybody laughed at them. They're like, why would you even invite this team? And they're really showing their worth. They do have some things that they definitely need to work on, though. Obviously, one of those things being maybe being a little bit more active early on and not having Pakaz AFK farm. But, guys, you do get the chance. If you have a favorite player when you are watching this match, you can vote for them as the Monster MVP. Go to bts.gg/Monster MVP. Put your vote in. Maybe you thought that Ryoya played incredibly. Maybe you thought Mu, who's an incredible player, who's very well-rounded, deserves that MVP vote. This is your chance to go and put that vote in. But otherwise, that's it from us tonight, from lizZard and I. So lizZard, I'm sure, probably would like to go take a nap, considering what time it is. And I'm going to go get ready to relax for the evening. So we're going to throw this over to a break. And when we come back, the panel will break it all down for you.